happened? What happened today when you went into work?
So, we went into work this morning. I my coworkers went in and they came up, they drove up, and there was a locksmith there. He was changing all the locks, and the owner was there, and he basically said that the store is shutting down and gave all of us our last checks. Didn't give us any type of notice, nothing.
And who was giving you guys your checks when you came into work?
The owner, he's not from Lemoore, he's from Merced. His name's Lauren Wright.
And you guys
Yeah.
weren't given any sort of notice beforehand. How many of you guys showed up to work this morning asking questions?
Um, so whenever we open, it's two people. So initially it was just those two people. Then word spread that our store was getting closed. And I was there probably for about an hour, hour and a half, and we had at least like 6 to 7 employees show up. But I've had all the employees just blowing up my phone this entire time, asking like, why did we close? Why was there no notice? And I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't have a notice either, guys. So there's no way that I could have told you guys.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a great and wonderful day. Now, I'll try to get around to a lot of the videos that I want to make today, but I don't know if I'll be able to, because I had some other things I had to do today, and I haven't had time to get around to them, or get around to making videos. So I apologize that Friday is being so scuffed, but I'll try my best. So, as of right now, I'm going to talk about the DEI stuff, or not rather the DEI, scratch that. Not the DEI, but the increase of minimum wage in California. Now, the increase in minimum wage for fast food workers specifically. Now, when we're talking about, when we talk about, like, restaurants or any of these other places, this is not too much of an issue, but there are other issues that has happened or have prices risen up, as we all expected, so here we go. We have this here from Ed Wokeness. This week, California raised the minimum wage for fast food workers to $20 an hour. The bloodbath has already begun. Pizza Hut laid off 1,200 workers. Bob's Pizza closed 5 of their California branches. Foster's Free shut down and laid off all their employees. Vitality Bowls cut their staff in half and hiked their menu prices by 10%. Menu prices are already rising all over. And this is not really a surprise, right? This is something that is, to be expected, honestly. And I don't know why we're shocked by this. We have more obviously from the Wokeness saying on April 1st, California raised the minimum wages for the fast food workers to $20 an hour. That same day, Foster Freeze went out of business and laid off all 20 employees. My apologies. The owner says that he was crushed, but is unable to sustain the wage hike as a small business owner. Mass layoffs and price hikes have already begun, and we aren't even in a week in. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's right. This is not over, guys. This is just beginning. I think it's going to get significantly worse. I think some companies are going to be announcing some shutdowns, and I'll try to keep up to date with this as well, but we'll see. I don't think that this is going to go well for a lot of the employees or what have you and all that. So we're going to have this here. We have this California $20 fast food minimum wage balloons menu prices, with some chains increasing costs by nearly $2. You'll be dropping a lot of dollar on that Whopper. Menu prices at fast food chains across California have increased as a new law went into effect requiring them to pay $20 an hour minimum wage to workers from Monday. The Post checked menus at several restaurants in Los Angeles area to see if the costs are already being passed on to onto consumers with mixed results. The biggest leap was at Burger King, whereas Texas Double Whopper meal cost $15 on March 29th, but surged to $16.89 on April 1st, a whopping increase of $1.80, nearly 12% for the same meal. And we have here that the big fish meal also jumped from $7 on the menu for April to $11 after an increase of a $4 Foster increase of $4. So that's a massive increase. Most other items increased anywhere from 25 cents to $1. Burger King did not respond to a request for comment. Well, obviously, you don't have to respond for a request for comment because when you have to pay more money to give people forcefully, then it's natural that you're going to have to raise the prices in order to somehow make even or make a profit. This is not difficult to understand here. Burger King was not alone. At Hart House, a fast food chain founded by actor Kevin Hart, prices increased by up to 25%. Before the law was enacted, a large fry cost $4 on April 1st, but that fry went up. That fry went up to $6. Milkshakes of all sizes by $1, while most centers are up to 50 cents each, etc., etc. So yeah, everything has gone up in price. This is not a surprise. Now, let me put this in perspective for you guys here. For the left wokies or the idiots are like, oh, we need that money. Or it's like, no, because here's the problem. Why don't you guys ask for $40 for minimum wage? See what happens. Because when you'll get the $40 of minimum wage, not only will we be replaced by robots, but you'll be replaced. You'll have so many stores either shutting down or replaced by robots, or thousands upon thousands of employees will be eliminated. And this is essentially what you've done. You have made the entire economy and everything else significantly worse on everybody for your dumb policies, and you do not know what money is, okay? Say, for instance, you increase it by just from $20 to $25. Now, add $25 times the amount of how many stores that you have within the area, or with the owners, right? You can't pay that. That's an insane amount of money. We have around 39 million people in California. I don't know how many workers we have, or fast food workers we have in California, but even if you had half of that, or a quarter of that, do you have any idea how much $25 is for every single fast food worker for a business? That's an insane amount of money. That's millions and millions of dollars here. This is not like a small amount. And then they need to be able to, not only that, they have to be able to pay for the electric bill, they have to pay for, the patties, the meat, all this other stuff comes into play. It's not just the workers that they have to pay for, guys. It's everything else that adds up that's like, well, we're not even making even here. We have to either fire people or raise the prices so we can at least make even or make some kind of profit. And that's just the reality. And people just don't seem to realize that. They're too stupid. And here we have is this video here. This clip of, the students, these kids, being shocked that this is happening.
Those close signs, that was it.
20 employees in Lemoore were let go today because the owner says he could not afford to pay them with that increase. Now employees are upset, saying they were blindsided when coming into work. Fox 26 reporter Sophia Lesios explains why those employees were in disbelief. Sophia, what a surprise.
Yeah, Monty, former employees tell me that at first they thought it was an April Fool's joke, but that quickly changed when their boss handed them their final check.
I was so caught off guard. We had no type of notice, no type of warning even. The owner had told me Happy Easter.
Employees at Foster Freeze in Lemoore say they're now out of a job.
We had gotten a text in the group chat that we were shutting down, and I completely thought it was an April Fool's joke.
Turns out he wasn't the only one. Did you guys think that this was an April Fool's joke?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I thought, you must be joking. You must be playing with me.
But this was no joke.
By the time I got here, there was people in uniforms ready to start their day, not knowing that that would be their last check.
Monica Navarro, the former assistant manager, says when she got to the restaurant in the morning, the locks were being changed and employees were handed their final check.
I had walked in and he had just immediately was like, you guys are out of a job. I'm sorry.
While we were there at the Foster Freeze restaurant, owner Lauren Wright was walking out. I tried to get a statement. I think he's going to take off before we even get a chance to talk to him. Excuse me, Lauren? But he quickly drove off. Moments later, I gave him a call.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
He did not answer, but did send a text saying in part, I couldn't survive the mandated wage increases. Last thing I ever wanted was to close down. But by Friday night, I knew I was most likely not going to be able to stay open, but I didn't want to ruin their Easter Sunday.
See, these kids are shocked by the actual consequences of what they were thinking. They think like, oh, if you just get $20, it's whatever. They don't understand understand the implications of everything that goes hanging behind a business. Like, again, for me, I had to invest a lot into this YouTube. I had to invest my time and energy and everything else in order to keep this YouTube floating. And I know that, like, eventually I may have to stop if I can't get some kind of income from this. And because everything eventually costs money. I can't just, you know, be living with no actual income and trying to survive by doing YouTube. It's just not a feasible concept. Everything costs money. And so if you think that if you're increasing everything and you're increasing the actual amount of money, it's a little bit family dandy. They don't even think about this stuff. And if we want to go on to more what he said here, he says, we are all more broke than we were 10 years ago. It's clear raising minimum wage isn't helping. I am sad to see my employees off and sad to see Lemoore off. This location has been in business for 35 plus years, and Lemoore has been such a good place. It's better when the real minimum wage is increasing, etc., etc. So, again, he's right. Because, again, when you have a business for 35 years, and it just shuts down because they can't pay their employees enough of the money, because this guy was probably barely making even as is, right? He was probably barely making even to keep everything up and even, it's all up and running. And when the $20 hit, that $4 extra, which is a substantial amount, hit, he's all like, I can't pay this. This is impossible. I'll be going in the red. There's no way I can do this. And what have you. And I understand what he's talking about. If you know, if you own a business at all, or have done anything at all that behind the works, you're going to understand that there is no actual money or income. You'll be losing money constantly. And the only other way that you'll be able to, the only way you can keep a business afloat is at least you're making some kind of profit. Whether it's a little bit here, a little bit here, there. Hell, even going even is better than losing profit. So these people are trying to just make some kind of profit or some type of, you know, minimum stuff like that. And he wasn't able to do so. These kids are for a rude awakening. And like I said, it's just going to get worse. It's just going to be the beginning. And I hate to tell you guys, but woke revolutionaries got what you paid for. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Let's guys share. As always, take care my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. Cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.